Good evening and welcome to another episode of Motorin with the Doc. We survived another week and we're back here. I've been to a few car shows and I want to thank everybody for tuning in too. I want to thank everybody on Facebook Live. If y'all will go to Facebook Live, we've got another contest going on. We have the winner of the contest from last week's contest in. We'll get her on the show here in a minute and talk to her about a few things that are going on. It's been a pretty good week. You know, I've gone to work, showed up, still had a job when I left. So what can you say? It's good. So let's play this first one. I went to the Mountain City Corvette Club put on a car show out in Mission Glen Baptist Church 2 weekends ago. And I went out there and met some people and saw some cars and talked to some people. Play that first video and we'll see just kind of the walkthrough going here. I wasn't really walking this fast. It was just kind of looking good. There was a bunch of Corvettes there. Of course, what would you expect, or what else would you expect from the Corvette Club? You know, they made a good showing. It was a good show. Bunch of happy people. It was warm out there too, let me assure you. And they gave away a lot of stuff. If you don't go to a car show for any other reason, just go to win something. I mean, they give stuff away all the time. You'd be surprised what you could walk away with from there. So, got a nice little Mustang coming up here. Kind of a turquoise looking one there. And got a little red express truck. You see those around just every once in a while now. They, got some Mustang, got a little Maverick. We'll talk about it later. Chevy 2 there, another red Camaro. As I say, it was a pretty good show. Little guy with a Saturn. We'll get some imports on here sometime too. You know, that's almost sacrilege to me, but we'll do them. You know, I'm still the old muscle, but I understand you got to get them interested and keep them going, and that's a good way to do it with cars. You know, as I say, this is going to be one part of the show is going to be, you know, the car shows. You'll see your friends' cars on here, and I'm sure if your friend's car is going to be on here, you'll probably get a phone call from them going, watch the TV show, watch Motorin with the Doc. My car is going to be on there. And that's what this is all about. I want everybody's car to feel special. You know, that's why we did the walkthrough, because your car may not be featured, but, you know, you can still say, hey, my car was on TV. So that ought to make somebody feel pretty good for the most part. We've got some car shows coming up this weekend. They've got the 13th annual St. Jude's Children's Hospital car, truck, and bike show. Is going to be over by the Colonnade at the Farmers Market. I think it starts about 9 o'clock. And then they're also going to have the North Georgia Jeep Jam. And that's going to start at 11 o'clock, and it's going to be down at a Mountain View Dodge Chrysler Jeep. I've talked to some people down there, and that should be a pretty good Jeep show if you're a Jeep person. As a matter of fact, my wife has got a Jeep, so we've become Jeep people too. So, like I say, show up to these. You'll meet people that are, you know, they got something in common that you do, cars. You know, so you got something to talk about. You know, I'll go to car shows and I'll learn things. You know, we'll talk about stuff, and you know, people have different interests in different cars, and like I say, they'll tell you what they've done. Most of the time, car show people will tell you all they've done to their car. You know, they'll tell you what kind of cam. They'll tell you, you know, all the important stuff about what their car's got and what's going on. We're gonna play this second video, and it's some people I met at the car show, and then we're gonna have the winner of the $25 gift card. She'll be on with me when we come back. So go ahead and shoot that next one up.
Bobby Henson.
Bobby Henson. I've heard that name somewhere before. And what do you got?
I've got a 66 Chevy 2 Nova.
Is it a Super Sport?
Yes.
How long have you owned the car?
I've owned it about 9 months.
Okay. And what kind of engine? What size engine?
It's 383 stroke.
So stroked out 350. You know, those are really popular. I've never driven one, but they say they'll go down the road really good.
It'll scoot down the road.
It'll get there. Now, what kind of wheels do you have on it?
Those are billet specialty.
Okay. Interior pretty stock.
Stock.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong. Chevrolet did a wonderful job with designing their interior, and it looks kind of like a Hugger orange paint job. And
I think that's what it is. Don't know for sure.
But it's close.
But it's awful close. I've
Yeah.
talked to several people about it, and that's what they're thinking.
here we go. Now, what's your name?
Royce Sharp.
Royce Sharp. And what have we got here? Royce. Excuse me. Royce Sharp. And what have we got here?
1953 Ford Custom Line.
Now, how long have you had it?
Had it 4 years now.
Now, did it look like this when you got it?
No, the paint was faded away. The top was almost pink.
Well, that's kind of hard to be manly when you're driving a pink top car, right?
That's right. So I definitely had to get it painted.
Yeah.
That's basically about all I've done to it since I've had it.
Now, y'all local from around here?
Trenton, Georgia.
Trenton, Georgia. Okay. That's a good little ride in this car.
Oh, it is.
Now, what's it powered by?
It's got a factory flathead V8, original.
Yeah.
70,000 miles on it.
Yeah, and transmission is?
It's a 2-speed Ford-O-Matic original.
Yeah.
And it's still the 6-volt electrical system.
Oh, yeah?
All from the factory.
Yeah.
65-year-old car.
You don't take it out in the dark much with the 6-volt system most of the time.
Not much at all.
Now, how far is the farthest y'all driven it?
Somerville, Georgia. The longest trip we've
Yeah.
just took it on.
And is this what you mainly take it to as cruise-ins, or do y'all just get out every once in a while and just go riding around? And
We live on a mountain. I get out every once in a while and just ride around.
Just ride around, that's
Top
good.
her back off in gas and
Yeah.
back in the garage.
Sure. What's the thing you've enjoyed most about having a car like this?
I guess just the nostalgia of it. Being so old.
Probably get some thumbs ups and some waves, and
Yeah.
old people come up and talk to you. I had one of those.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
Very-
Yeah. All right, now what's your name?
Randy Grant.
Randy Grant?
Grant.
And what have you got here?
It's a 1934 Ford 5-window coupe.
It's a 19 what?
34 Ford 5-window
Ford
coupe.
5-window coupe. Now, how long have you had the car?
Probably about 25 years.
Did it look like this when you got it?
No.
What all have you done to it?
Well, it's got a new frame under it, Corvette rear end, new straight axle, 4-wheel disc brakes, 350 engine, automatic, air, LED lights, electric windows.
So it's something you can take out and enjoy now.
Right. It's a tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll. And, that's a 50s.
Right. It's what somebody in the 50s would have done because they didn't have no
They
money.
didn't have no money, yeah. Yeah.
The wheels, they're just Chevrolet rally rims, but I've had hubcap adapters put on so I can run 32 Ford hubcap.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And the white walls, I like the white walls.
Sure. Yeah, the wide white walls, they look period right on this thing.
The red paint cheaper than chrome.
But red paint looks good with the hot rod black, That's
And now I'm retired and I finally got the body work done. I don't know if you noticed the top.
yeah, it's got a
Got a V down the center.
yeah.
Well, originally they had a cloth insert.
Yeah, I was fixing to
like
say
an A
most of
model.
them. Yeah.
Well, that always leaked.
Yeah.
That's the hood off of a 65 Chevrolet pickup.
Really?
Right. That's
They
what
just
the V's from. They cut that out.
centered the section out of it. All right, now what's your name?
Derek.
Derek what?
Hart.
Hart. And this is your what?
72 Maverick.
72 Maverick. How long have you owned the car?
2011.
2011. Now, did it look like this when you got it?
No, sir. How did it look like this?
So what all have you done to the car?
I had the car towed to the store. Towed off, restoration.
Yeah. They blew it all apart.
Yeah, blew it all apart, fixed all the rust.
Now you've got a 302, is that correct?
Got real
Now what all done to it?
more about 30 over. Frame cab.
Yeah.
Headers.
So it's just a mild, something you can drive around and it's not too radical to enjoy. You can't, it's not a. Now what color paint is this?
They call it Senator Green. It's Chevrolet color. 2011
Camaro. Okay. And last time we talked, I told you it's a beautiful color. You have done a wonderful job. This is a very tastefully done car. And welcome back. We have the winner, the very first winner of the Motorin with the Doc Facebook game, I guess is what you'd call it. And she was the first person to enter it. I was shocked. And she did it so wonderfully. And for those of you who didn't play, you could have won. But what she did, this is Angela McCurry. Is that right? McCurry, excuse me. Angela McCurry. And what the deal was, you had to put your name under the Facebook post and then have your friends put their name under your name. She went and tagged a bunch of friends in this, and they started answering. So she won with 7. If somebody would, if somebody would play this, they could have won the $25 AutoZone gift certificate card. I thought it was genius. I was going, I never thought about that. That is so smart.
I was happy to win. And I was glad my friends followed along.
That's right. You're glad your friends played the game, because a lot of people tried that and it didn't work.
They didn't let me down there.
I know. You've got really good friends, I guess. Now, how did you find out about Motorin with the Doc?
We have a mutual friend, Diane Chitty, and her boyfriend, Bones MacArthur.
Mm-hmm.
And we were out at Cambridge Square, and they had told us about the show.
Uh-huh.
And then when you advertised the contest, she had let me know via private message.
Uh-huh.
She said, you ought to go check this out.
You need to go check this out. You could win one. And we've got a show this week, or we got a contest this week, too.
We had that answer, but I didn't think we should enter. So we won this one.
And the way we're going to do is all the correct answers go in a hat, and then we'll draw the person's name. Y'all got till this coming Sunday night to get your name in with the correct answer on Facebook's Motorin with the Doc, and you can win a $25 gift certificate also. So it was east. It
was not a bogus advertisement like you sometimes see. It was real. And
like I say, I think I have about 7 people that are in the drawing so far, with the correct answer. And I mean, a $25 AutoZone gift certificate, what are you planning on doing with it?
We have a few toys, so...
$25 is, a free $25. I'd bend over and pick it up for...
if anything, just cleaning supplies.
There you go. That if you're going to car shows, you'll burn up $25 worth of cleaning supplies in a Saturday. It's not a hard thing to do. She's also a car chick. That's always hard to find. My wife is a car chick, and I love her to death for that. But drives race cars. She's
I have a husband who's done it for his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
He says that's...
Go ahead and throw his name out there. Throw him under the bus.
Glenn McCary. Fat Rat 1969.
There you go.
There's only one style of engine. That's big blocks.
There you go.
He loves to make them go fast and play with them. So he's created toys for me to play in, and it's been fun.
And we have tonight Shayne Lankford. He's coming in just a little while at the bottom half of the hour, and we're going to talk about the drag strip. That's I can remember as a kid going, and I think that's a great place for kids to go, because if you're there, you're not in trouble. You're not street racing. You're not going to get a ticket. You're not going to jail. You ain't going to have to make that phone call to your mom and dad. Mom, come get me out of jail. And my answer would always been, I told my son, no, you can stay there a while. I'll do that. So what's your best memory of the drag strip?
We have a lot of fun friends, and I really get into watching the racing. And Glenn is known for taking a straight track and going down it a few different sideways. Yeah. So I'm always...
Just because it's straight don't mean he has to.
On pins and needles. And I'm ridiculed quite a bit for my movements while watching him slide down the drag strip.
Is it kind of like, when somebody's playing golf, they're doing the whole...
Yes, I'm helping him drive. I'm on the starting line, and I am helping him drive.
She's got the voodoo doll.
We have a lot of fun. We do.
It is a fun thing.
Friends make it great, and the track's really enjoyable.
Yeah, like I say, it's a great program. As I say, we're going to have Shayne on here in a little bit, and we're going to talk about what they've done, because in just the past few years they have done a whole lot of upgrades and made it a whole lot nicer place to go hang out. It's a good place to spend a few days a week, and so let's get ready to run this next one, and I will let you go. Thank you so much for playing the game and winning.
Thank you for doing it. I enjoyed it.
It was fun, and like I say, you can ask her. It's not rigged.
No.
Everybody has an even chance to win, and it. All it takes is going on the Facebook Motorin with the Doc page, and you'll be in like Flynn. So we're going to go to Cambridge Square and look at some cars real quick. Run the next video here.
Gary Moore. And what have you got here?
It's a 1969 Camaro.
And it looks like a Copo. Is that what you?
It's a Copo recreation.
Okay.
That's what it was when I bought it.
And how long have you had the car?
I'm thinking about 8 years now.
What did it start out when you first got it?
I found this car at an auction, and it was already built as like a show car. It had the ply tires. It still had all the motor and transmission. It had a four.
Was it the big block?
It was a big block 427 with the Muncie 4-speed.
Yeah.
And I showed it. I finished just a few little details that they had left off. You know, the pieces of chrome and whatnot. And I put a new exhaust on it, and a Gardner exhaust, which has all the bends.
Yeah, the little squeezes and stuff.
And I started showing it to World of Wheels, and it won its class at World of Wheels in Chattanooga and Birmingham. And then it actually won top 25 good guys about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
In Nashville. And we carried it Super Chevy. It won at Super Chevy. They picked top 12 or something.
Sure, and I can understand why. It's an absolutely gorgeous car.
It won Shades of the Past, and it was picked the top 20 at the Rod Run in Sevierville.
So and that was before.
And then we went in and I started trailering it, showing it.
Sure. You want something you can enjoy.
I put disc brakes on the back. I put power steering. It didn't have power steering. And the headers and the new exhaust. And the air conditioning.
Yeah.
And the last thing I did about a month ago, I put a 5-speed.
You know what kind of 5-speed?
Tremec.
It's a Tremec 5-speed.
So that's the last thing I've done. And so I've driven it maybe 3 or 4 times, you know, just to sort of.
Just around.
Yeah, but it's really.
Now you're from around here?
Yeah, Ooltewah.
Ooltewah, okay.
But it's really fun.
Yeah.
To drive.
And I'm sure you get lots of looks in it.
Oh yeah, a lot of thumbs up.
Yeah. James Rigg. And what kind of car you got?
66 Chevelle, 1966 Super Sport Chevelle.
Now, we were looking it over pretty good. What kind of run gears it got?
Well, it's got the 6-speed Tremec, Magnum transmission. You got the forward 9-inch strange gear in it, 373, and LS3 525 horsepower engine.
Okay. And what kind of frames is it sitting on? Because that ain't factory either.
No, it's a roadster shop. It's a little town out north of Chicago. They built the frame and come with the wheelwood brakes, the strange rear end, Ford 9-inch, and all the stainless steel brake lines.
Yeah. Now, did you put it together yourself? Or?
No, I had a little help up in Cleveland, Tennessee from Lou Winters.
Okay.
He's Lou Winters Customs. He does custom cars.
Sounds like I need to go talk to him.
Well, he's got fabulous cars.
Yeah, I mean, from what yours and the interior on yours, did he do all that?
No, that was done by Kyle Wilson on Highway 58. He does a lot of custom cars over there.
Now, how long have you had the car?
Well, I've had the car about 3 years. In this custom position I've got it in now, it's been about a year and a half.
Okay.
It took over about a year and a half to get it done.
Now, what did it look like when you got it?
Well, it was black, and you know, I had one when I was 19 years old.
Sure, yeah, it's always that car.
And, you know, we sold it when the kids started coming in.
Sure.
And then, when all the kids grew up, I said, well, I want another 66 Super Sport. So I found that just north of Atlanta, and it had a 454 D-stroke to 427, 4-speed, drum brakes, and it wasn't as much fun to drive as I remember as a kid.
Yeah, when you were a kid, it's like, this is great. And you get in it now after driving a modern car, and you're chasing it down the road.
Exactly.
You know, you can't just sit back and go, yeah, you know, this is nice.
Well, it was just pure dangerous when you hit the brakes and it wouldn't stop.
Yeah, drum brakes don't exactly stop straight.
So I have four kids, 3 of them sons. My youngest son is really into cars, and he said, well, Dad, let's just resto mod. And so he resto mod with my money and his ideas.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it turned out.
It is an absolutely beautiful car. I can assure you it's one of the prettiest ones here.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that it sounds kind of healthy when you crank it up,
It
too.
does. It sounds real good.
Probably sounds like a plug wire battery.
In fact, I wanted to tone it down, but my son and
It was his idea.
the builder said no. He says that car is awesome. He says you need to just let it sound good.
Yeah,
And it does. It sounds good. I'm used to it now, so it is a lot of fun.
How far is the farthest you've driven it?
I drove to Nashville a couple of weekends ago to my turning 70 reunion.
Really?
Yeah, 1966 is the year I graduated.
Yeah.
And all the old guys and women are.
They were drooling, weren't they?
Well, yeah, they really enjoyed it. Yeah, so it was a lot.
Now, have you got rack and pinion steering on it?
Yes,
That probably tightened it up a whole lot, too, didn't it?
Yeah, it really
It probably drives like a modern car now.
It does. It does. It's
Probably even handles.
well, it handles a lot better. I mean, you can go around curves and it
It stays
doesn't
pretty
sway.
flat.
It stays flat.
Yeah.
That Roadster shop frame is really awesome. If you ever look at on their website and see what they do up there, it's amazing kind of cars they build.
Now, what kind of wheels?
There's Schotts, SCHOTTS, out of California, and they were specially built for this car. You know, back space.
Yeah.
So set so that I could get them out as far as I could.
Sure. What kind of exhaust?
It's got the
Flowmaster?
Flowmaster.
Flowmaster,
Yeah.
how big? 2.5?
3.
3 inch? Okay. Yeah. And that always sounds really good on those. Like I say,
It does.
Beautiful cars you could see up at Cambridge Square. They're up there just about every Monday. There's people there every Monday. They used to meet at the Sonic up there, and then during the winter they would go to the Hardee's because it's too cold to hang out at the Sonic. But now they're meeting at Cambridge Square year round. Johnny Arp, which y'all met him last week on video there. He's up there and he's the godfather of the place, and he'll make everybody feel welcome and shake hands and kiss babies and do all that stuff. Do politicking, as I call it, you know. And if you'll notice on the video too of the walkthrough, the British invasion finally hit up there. There were MGBs and Triumphs and lots of little British cars running around up there. And I've got one of those cars too. I'm doing a swap on it. That's one of my projects in motion. I'm putting a 3.4 V6 out of a Camaro in it, and it's. When you buy the kit, it's almost a drop-in, so if I ever get a little more time, I'll get her finished up. I am going to do the tool of the week this week. I bought this. I remember the drop lights we used to have when I was younger. You know, a younger mechanic, you'd have just the regular incandescent light bulbs, and I have seen people working on cars turn on one of those incandescent light bulbs and sit it in the driver's seat, and it will absolutely melt the foam out of a driver's seat and go straight to the bottom. This is and I know people, when I'm telling where I got this from, they go, oh my gosh, I can't believe you buy anything from here. This is a Harbor Freight drop light. It has 3 settings. You can say that it's bright, it's got bright, dim, and then it also has a flashlight on the end. It does not get hot. It's rechargeable. You can use your cell phone charger to charge it up. It's got a USB charging port. You can catch this thing on sale for $20. It's not on sale, it's $29. I'm telling you, if you ever get one of these, you will have one. I have one at work, I have one at home, and my son has one. We believe in them so much. You're not going to find, and I have checked, you won't find a flashlight like this. You know, it's got a flexible head on it, and it's got a really strong magnetic base. You know, it could stick to that plate in my head. I don't know. So, yes, that's a good buy, and you don't always have to use it on cars. I had to go up under my house yesterday. If you're in the attic, you know, everybody always needs a flashlight, but that's really better than a flashlight because it throws out a whole lot more light and you can see better. So if you get a chance, run by and get one of those. You better get them though, because they sell out quick when they are on sale. I have been by a couple of times because I was going to buy another one for the house just because I like it so much. So this weekend we have another cruise in that I almost forgot when I was announcing them. Cleveland is having their cruise in. If you go up there just to the old part of Cleveland, they'll close off about 4 or 5 blocks, and they will have cars for days. You will not believe the amount of cars they have up there. The first time I went, it was like heaven, you know. And there are restaurants to eat at, and there's shopping for women. If you want to take your wife, or if you're like Angela, she'd like to go just to watch the cars. She doesn't necessarily need a boutique to show up at. So I've got one more video of a car show. This gentleman's name is Ralph Kenner. He was a little standoffish when I started the interview, but by the end of it, he was really into it. Let's show him that car.
What's your name?
My name is Ralph Kenner.
Ralph Kenner. And what kind of car do you have here?
57 Ford Custom 300.
All right. Now, I noticed with the hood up, it's got something with 2 4-barrels on it. So what kind of engine is it?
3 2-barrels.
Oh, it's got 3 dishes on it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 2 4s. Was it like a 312 or something?
No, it's a 406.
A 406, okay. And I noticed it had 3 pedals in the floor, so it's a stick shift car too.
5-speed.
How long have you had the car?
Probably about 15, 16 years.
Really? Now, was it that nice when you got it?
No, it was baby blue and white.
Really?
On the ground. No wheels, no tires, no engine.
Yeah? Now, did you have to find all the parts, or was everything there and you just had to put it together the way you wanted it?
No, there was a lot of looking.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of looking on cars like that.
2 years, 7 months, and 11 days.
It's not that you were counting or anything, but...
Not that I was...
So, how long have you had it together and been driving it?
Probably since about 2002.
Okay. And how far is the farthest place you've driven it to?
Knoxville.
Knoxville?
Yeah.
Now, you said it had a 5-speed in it.
5-speed.
Now, what kind of rear end you got in it since?
It's a Ford 9-inch.
Do you know what the gear ratio is?
It seems like it's 390.
Okay. So it probably takes off pretty good.
Yeah.
But with the 5-speed, you can get out on the interstate and cruise around some.
Yeah, the 5th gear is basically overdrive.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of transmission it is?
Yeah, it's a Tremec.
A Tremec?
I bought it new.
Everybody's going with those. Those apparently really good units. That's pretty good. Well, it's a good-looking car. Like I say,
Thank you.
it looks like one of the old moonshine cars. Is what every time I always say it, I think about. I don't know if that's the look you were going for.
That one and this one right here.
Yeah. Y'all could be a moonshine brothers.
That's him.
Now, did y'all put them together at the same time, or?
No, he's responsible for that.
Oh.
I tried to buy that one,
And he never would sell it.
and we would get real close.
Yeah.
And then
He just wouldn't work the deal. He had to be stubborn that way, didn't he?
he's real hard-headed.
Yeah. So, well,
So I just went and did my own. Both of us have been better off.
if he'd sold it, yeah, I mean, everybody'd been happy then.
And we're back on. This gentleman next to me is Shayne Lankford. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Shayne Lankford. I've been working out at the drag strip for quite a few years now. Just a fan. I love the every aspect of it. Everything about it.
I believe the 2 times I've been out there here recently, you're the announcer. I hear your voice coming out over the... How long have you had that gig?
It's been better part of 10 years now? I've been working there a lot longer. I guess it's right at 10 years, a little over.
Yeah. And he does a great job announcing. You know, he knows everybody. You know, pokes a little fun at people when they come by. You know, he makes it fun to be there. Let's run the intro here to the Brainard Motorsports Park. Run this next video.
Here at the new Brainard Motorsports Park, where they do drag racing Friday, Saturday nights, testing tunes on Tuesday. It's a great place to come out and bring your family. It's a great time.
That was just kind of me walking around. It has changed names for about 100 years, and Chattanooga is this way. If you go through the cut and the ridge and you look up on the hill, that is not Sugar's Ribs. That's Old Pancake Man, is what everybody in Chattanooga knows it as.
That's right.
You know, and I'm sure that y'all are known as the Brainard Optimus Drag Strip. You know.
Yes.
The new name of the thing is Brainard Motorsports Park.
Right. Ron Newman, Stephen Farrow, and Amy Farrow have got a long-term lease on the track, and the improvements that they've made in that track in the short time that they've had it are nothing short of phenomenal.
Sure, yeah. And they're doing a whole lot more higher-end races there now than they used to.
Had several of the Street Outlaw, the television stars. They've been there several times. Swamp Thing, they put in the concrete barriers instead of the guardrails, which brought the pro mods back into play. When you get those high horsepower cars going that fast, they just don't want a metal guardrail.
Yeah,
1960.
Exactly. You know, those cars, they're missiles. You kind of point them in that direction and hope they wind up in that direction by the end. You know, let's play this next one, and we'll talk behind this one too. He'll tell us about some of the improvements. I did some video of. Now, when y'all have a big show, I bet that parking lot's full.
Yeah, that parking lot. Anybody that's ever been to the drag strip knows that place holds a lot of water.
Sure.
So, all the preventative maintenance we can do, we have to
Exactly.
do.
You know, y'all have covered bleachers now.
Yes, they've covered bleachers. We actually just bought 200 more feet of bleachers that are getting ready to go up. Another 200 foot of bleachers. They'll be covered as well. It's an entirely new racing surface. Both the concrete retaining walls are brand new. There's new asphalt in the shutdown. You know, everybody talks about Brainard. Oh, it's a small track. It's a little track. We have 2,200 feet of shutdown.
Sure, yeah.
You've got a long shutdown road out there, and it's all new asphalt, and then probably another 1,000 feet back up to the ET shack once you make the turn. So, you know, quality-wise on the racing surface here lately, I believe anybody you would ask would tell you, Brainard is right there with about any of the tracks around here.
Exactly, and you said, well, it's a short track. Well, you know what? People can make some wicked passes on a short track. You know, the street racing show that you watch on Monday nights, as I call it, my stories. You know, the old women used to call their daily soap operas my stories. Well, that's my stories. You know, Monday nights, I'll go to Cambridge Square, come home and watch my stories. You know, it's just like I say, I've met guys since I have started doing the show. They go, I don't know if it's an addiction or what it is, but I just got to do it.
It's an addiction.
Once it gets in your blood, it's there. You can try to scratch that itch, but
nothing.
It won't do. I interviewed a young man here, and I have always said, since y'all have seen me for the last 2 weeks, or I guess a show and a half now, this is a great place to take your kids. This kid's name is Clay Brock, and he started out there when he was 8. They had go-karts, and he'll tell about that. Show this next one.
What's your name?
Clay Brock.
And it's Tuesday night, and what are you doing?
Drag racing.
Where are you drag racing at?
Brainard Motorsports Park, Ringgold, Georgia.
That's right. What brings you out here?
Rusty Bridge is putting on a little street car race. It's like a bracket style race, and I won the first one they had, and kind of hooked me on the bracket racing for a little while. I was into a lot of heads-up drag racing there for a while, and wanted to slow things down and try out something different. Bracket racing's real challenging, so I want to try it for a little while.
Cool. So now, how long have you been racing?
I've been racing. I started out at this track when I was about 8 years old, racing go-karts here. They had a bracket program. They had regular old
just go-karts.
Go-karts from Walmart or anything like that, and there was probably about 25 of us out here.
Oh yeah. You know what kind of car you got?
That's 71 Dodge Dart, little small block 360 in it, stock compression, runs on regular octane gas, just a fun little...
Something you can enjoy.
Something I can enjoy, ride around, get some good looks from it.
That young man right there, he was fun to talk about.
A great guy.
And he likes what he does. And you said he won...
He's won our last 2 streetcar shootouts that we've had. Rusty Bridges, one of the guys local here along.
Rusty Bridges. That sounds like somebody's name from Cars, you know?
If you know Rusty Bridges, let me tell you, that's about fitting.
He'll probably beat me up when he hears that.
But no, as part of the Tuesday night thing that we have, program that we have going at the track, they've been doing a streetcar shootout.
Sure.
And Clay Brock has shown up the last 2 times we've had it and won it.
Now, what are the rules on the streetcar shootout?
Basically,
I can tell you one thing I heard that I had not heard. I'm 51 now, and I used to run out there when I was about 18. The one thing I heard out there when I was out there that Tuesday night was, turn your air conditioners off before you pull in the box.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a sore spot for us to work at.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
You know, air conditioning puts water down. Putting water down on the racetrack is
it's a bad thing.
Bad day for the guy coming behind you.
Yeah. But anyway, back to tell us what it is.
It's a streetcar shootout.
You can borrow your mom's car.
Yes. My little thing that I say during our Tuesday night program is we don't care what you drive, we just care how you drive.
Exactly. You know.
There's been guys out there in full-size 4-wheel drive trucks. There's been guys out there in Honda minivans. We don't care.
Yeah.
You dial in, you go out there and you race your number.
You're not racing the person next to you. You're racing that number that you pick on your...
Exactly. It's basically a bracket race for street cars.
Now, how many practice or test runs do they get most of the time?
Usually we'll do about an hour of just what we call just open time trials. And then we'll give them 2 time runs. And then on the third one they come up, usually it's first round.
Sure. You know. Yeah. And it's consistency is the whole thing. If you dial in at a 999 and you run a 998, you bust it out.
Yeah, you broke out and you're done.
Yeah. And so, and I could never get that. It's like, oh God, you know, how can... And there was when I was there was a guy that had a 4-door station wagon, Dodge Aspen, I think it was green if I'm not mistaken. And he was every week, the guy, and I'm telling you, those old guys, they are the one to beat. They are consistent. They know exactly what they're doing.
You've got several of those old guys out there right now that have been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
It's second nature.
It's kind of like when you play golf. I used to play golf with my dad a whole lot. You know, I can drive a ball 300 yards, and it's going to be somewhere between here and here. My dad drove the ball 180 yards, but it was always right there. You know, he was consistent. That's the name of the game. In a few weeks, I'm going to have one of the legends, I hope, around here, Cotton Perry.
You know, it's funny you say that name. I was just telling those folks over there a few minutes ago.
The ones that are in jail?
The ones that we got.
The live studio audience.
You know, it's funny. I have to just to say this right quick.
It wasn't planned.
Angela won that raffle,
the card.
And I walked in and I see Glenn McCary sitting there. And you talk about one of the guys that's been doing this for, 100 years. I mean, Glenn's like 70.
He's one of those old guys.
You know, but I mean, all joking aside, Glenn's been he's been on the scene for years. Cotton Perry, you mentioned that name last night, Tuesday night street drags. I get there and I see this truck and trailer pull up and they roll this dragster out of the back of it and it's got 28 9.5 slicks on it. It's tiny tires on the dragster. It's Cotton Perry.
Yeah.
And, you know, for the people that live around here that are in our scene, that name is...
He's a legend.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about that a lot of people don't understand about this area. You got Cotton Perry, you got Buddy Fugate. You know, he was, you got Robert Nance. He was a factory back drag racer, you know. Well, you can go on, and you know, the Brainard Motorsports Park, it's the one who has survived. But if you go down towards Tunnel Hill, you know, south of Ringgold, before you get to Salem Valley Road on the left, And forever I've wanted to buy it. They've got an old drag strip that's closed down. I was like, I could have so much fun out there. Oh my gosh, you know.
Here a while back, somebody tried to reopen it, and you know, the unfortunate part of what we love is all the noise.
The noise, exactly.
With it. So, and most neighborhoods don't want the racetrack anywhere near them. And
sure.
Anybody that's around Chattanooga knows Chattanooga's growing.
Sure.
And you know, the spots to have a drag strip are getting
smaller,
and far between.
Yeah.
So,
and they call it NIMBY, not in my backyard. You know, they like it, but they don't want it there. You know,
and it's sad because I'm telling you, you know, drag racing's an art.
Sure,
and it is. It's addictive.
You know, and people think all you're doing is getting in the car and going from here to there straight in a straight line. You know, it ain't all that. Let me tell you.
No, there's been several times.
And when you start going fast, you go, I think I can go a little faster.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's like that old saying goes, speed costs money. How fast can you afford to go?
A joke that we've always made in drag racing is the biggest checkbook wins.
Oh, and that's I read an article by Don Garlitz probably 4 or 5 years ago, and he was complaining about the top fuelers. He goes, when he was coming through the ranks, you had an engine that had to last the whole weekend. You didn't tear it down between every run. Now, and don't get me wrong, I love to go down to Commerce or someplace, and I'll stand right next to, and you can get 15 feet away while they're tearing an engine down, and in 20 minutes, they will have it completely tore down. It's like a ballet. Everybody has a job. Everybody knows where everybody else is at, and they get it tore down.
It's a well-oiled machine.
It certainly is, you know, and the first time I ever went, I was from me to you away from Kenny Bernstein. You know, it's been several. You're down in the pits with, you know, and you know, I have seen John Force. He holds court down there. There will be 300 people standing around, and he's just out there, you know, telling stories.
So that's a funny story. I took my wife to her first NHRA race with, matter of fact, Glenn McCary and his wife Angela. We all went as a group. No, that was not her first one. That was her second. I'm sorry. I corrected myself. Anyway, she had never been to a nitro race.
Sure, and that's a completely different animal. You know, when they take off from, if you're down at the start line and they take off, I was in the Air Force, and the only thing I can compare it to is when I was standing close to a plane and they hit the afterburners. Just the concussion just goes completely through your body. It's amazing. Like I say, it's like nothing you've ever felt.
No, it's absolutely a feeling all its own.
But, you know, back to where we were going at when we took this little bunny trail. In a few weeks, I hope to have Cotton Perry on here, and we'll talk a little about, because there again, one of this thing is I'm promoting local business here, and the drag strip is a local business.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I want to see it do good. You know, I'm all for that. You know, that's what makes a small town a good place to live.
Oh, I agree, and you know, the thing about the drag racing community around here, and I think anybody around here would tell you this pretty much verbatim what I'm about to say, that it's family.
Sure.
You know, you want to outrun the guy next to you, and if he breaks down, you're the first one over there.
I was going to say, when y'all are up against each other, y'all want to kill each other. But if he needs something you've got and you got a spare,
you'll get it and give it to him.
Yeah, you know, I'll help you put it together. You know, trust me, I'm gonna put it together good too. Yeah, you know, we got a quick clip. Let's run to it, because when you're at the drag strip, you got to eat. So let's see this next clip.
Hi, how's it going today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. What you gonna have today?
I think y'all have barbecue there now, don't you?
Yeah, they have a little bit of everything there. Barbecue, hamburgers, hot dogs.
And there's nothing that tastes better than a hamburger or a hot dog when you're someplace else. You know, when you're at the movies, when you're at the ball field, when you're at the drag strip, you know. There's something about, I don't know if it's the grease or the air or what, that makes things taste better.
I think it's the atmosphere.
It could be, you know. That's probably got a whole lot to do with it, you know. I can remember, we'll go back down memory lane again. I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and Buddy Fugate, he grew up, his son is my wife's age, and he grew up in the neighborhood beside us, and we raced go-karts when we were kids. I had mini bikes, go-karts, and Lance, you know, he hung around, Buddy's son when they were racing and stuff, and I can remember as a kid going out and see Buddy race. He had a Corvette big block Corvette, and it was a wicked machine. I remember that, and Lance always had pretty quick cars growing up, and his thing was, well, it's just junk we had laying around the shop, and those are usually the fastest cars. Yeah, it's just junk I had laying around the shop. I just kind of threw it together, whatever. So yeah, it was a.
That's one of the things that makes drag racing so appealing to a lot of people, me included, is, don't get me wrong, if I could afford it, I'd have some big nasty twin turbo 2,000 cubic inch car, just like everybody.
Something that give you a facelift when you take off.
Exactly. But, these guys around here, and again, talking about Cotton Perry and some of the Glenn McCary and, Ricky Millard, Dwayne Teague, Johnny LaBouse.
Yeah.
Dennis Smith, Greg Pierce, Mike Parrish. You got all these guys that have been doing this stuff since I don't want to get in trouble when I say this, since the 70s.
Yeah, since the 70s. Oh my gosh.
Some of these guys have been doing this for a long time. And I keep saying it's an addiction because once you do it.
Oh yeah.
I've quit 5,000 times. I know Glenn has quit at least 2,000 with me standing beside him.
I've had enough. I ain't doing this anymore.
And but you sit down and you calm down and you start thinking about it and you go right back to it because it's in you.
Yeah. Well, once you get it, it's like winning the lottery once, and then you go, I think I could win again.
Yeah, I'm going to play again.
Yeah, here you go. I'll spend a little more. I'm going to spend another $10. I'm good on that. Then I'm going to stop. Well, I almost won. I'll spend 10 more.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing. It's that feeling you get. But it's a fun thing to do. And y'all are out there what nights?
Well, effective this week, we're out there every other Tuesday.
Okay.
Every Friday, every Saturday, weather permitting.
Mm-hmm. And the weather this year has been. It's been crazy.
Yeah, it's been crazy. And then every now and again, we'll have a 3-day event, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's the changes that they've made are not only as far as the track service and everything else. They try to put together these programs to where there's something for everybody.
Sure.
Because within drag racing, you have different.
Yeah, there's different classes.
Guys, you've got your heads up guys, you've got your bracket guys, and they try to put all these programs on to where there's something for everybody.
Sure.
And I think they're doing a really good job. The problem that we have with like the outlaw races with the small tires on radials is in the hot months, August, and July, and it's hard to have them because the track temperature gets so high. Those small tires,
they won't hook up.
Just fighting it all day.
Yeah. Let's run this. This is Top End Fabrication. It's I talked to this guy, super nice guy. Now, if you're wanting one of the cars like you see on the stories on Monday night, I would bet these guys could probably put you together with one.
Oh yeah.
Run this next video.
About 6:30, 7 o'clock. What are you doing?
I'm out here to support the local drag strip.
And it's Brainard Motorsports Park, correct?
Yes.
What else do you do other than just come out here and race?
We own a local chassis shop, fabrication shop, Top End Fabrication.
So if I had, I don't know, say a 86 Mustang, just because that's a good number, and wanted to go racing with it, would I bring it to you, and what would you do to it?
Cage, subframe connectors, normal chassis stuff, then standard high performance bolt bolts.
Okay. Now if I had an oddball thing, could y'all make a set of headers for it?
Yes. Yeah, we do custom headers, turbo kits,
horsepower adders.
anything to make power.
That's right. If you've seen it on a street drag racing show, y'all can probably do it.
Yes.
So, now how often are you out here at the drag strip?
We try to come to support the track at least 2 or 3 times a month.
Now they're out here most Tuesdays,
Fridays, and Saturdays. And once a month we do a radio program out here, and we support it every month.
Okay. And just give a little explanation on what that is.
So it's a drag radial structured race. All the cars are on a radial type tire.
They have the same tire. That's kind of
the equalizer.
That's kind of even the playing field on the whole situation. So they do that how often?
Once a month.
Once a month.
Third Saturday of every month.
Okay. And they have made a lot of changes in the past few years. Things going well with that?
Yes. Yeah, doing well. The track's really coming around. They've invested a lot of money in it over the last few years, and it's a really nice place to race.
And they'll have big events every once in a while.
Yeah, they'll have big $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 races that really draw a big crowd.
Okay.
Jason Harvey, Opie.
I wonder how he got that name.
Well, we won't get into that. He's getting to be a big guy these days. You know, Jason, Sean Bryson, Daniel Moncrief, all those guys. Another good group of guys that literally started out building cars out in their garage, kind of fine-tuned their art. They all quit very good jobs and started the top-end fabrication, and that thing's taken off, and they've done really well.
Yeah, and I'm always shocked that we have places like that in Chattanooga. You know, it's like, really, you know, I've got friends. I got one guy. He's got a kit car AC Cobra. He goes, I need somebody to make headers, and I'm like, they can. He goes, well, I want somebody to do, you know, nice wells. I go, you need to talk to these guys. You know,
that's you know, here in Chattanooga, you've got Farrell Motorsports, you've got Top End Fabrication, you've got Tim Lines Custom Motorsports. That guy.
They got a fence around their place for a reason. Yeah.
Well, they debuted a car 2-3 years ago. The car goes out to its first race. They pulled this thing off the trailer on Friday afternoon and win the event.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's so many guys here. That's why I'm saying, you know, this area gets nowhere near the credit it deserves. All this outlaw racing that everybody talks about started right there.
Right here, yeah. You know, and when I remember when Brainard was a quarter mile, you know, and the reason they cut it down was because the guy ran off the end and got killed. And then the rules have been changed where you got to have as much shutdown space, I think, as you do racing space, is it not? And
past fire marshal inspection. I mean, you know, there's a lot that goes into it, and that's one of the things that working there. You know, we raced there for years. I've been hanging out there since I was old enough to sneak out there.
Yeah,
working there. You have no idea how much
what goes
into that place. I mean, it really is. It's a lot.
We've got Charlie Lamar, who was here last week. I told y'all, if y'all will send me an email to dr1dog@yahoo.com, send me pictures and a little description of what your project is. We're going to start calling projects in motion. Show those pictures and the video. This is Charlie Lamar's mid-'80s Corvette that he is putting together. And it sounds, let me assure you, and Charlie's kind of funny about the way things go together. It's right or it ain't going to be his, you know.
I mean, when you're doing something like that, pretty much has to.
Oh yeah, you know.
Very little room for effort or room for error. I mean,
exactly. You know, so I appreciate everyone who comes in here. This, you know, the live studio audience has made this thing kind of flow a little better, I hope. And Shayne, I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you. Hey, before we go, you know, Labor Day weekend. Remember, we're going to have the top fuel altereds out there at Brainard Motorsports Park.
And if y'all want to see a show, come see that.
Oh yeah, the top fuel altereds are during the day they're cool. During the nighttime, awesome. It's
a fireworks show.
October the 12th and 13th, I believe it is. We've got the JCB, the world's fastest backhoe. This thing runs like 5 O's riding a wheelie.
Yeah, and a backhoe.
Cool. Yeah, and a backhoe. It's actually, like I say, there again, that's just a lot more of the programs that Stephen and Ron and Amy are putting together.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
It's been fun. I'm Steve Price and Motorin of the Dock. Be sure and go to my Facebook page and enter the contest. You could win the very next $25 gift certificate. Thanks a lot.
At the Rosewood Assisted Living and Memory Care, we have everything your senior could want in a safe, comfortable residence. Several levels of services include short-term housing for weekends or longer, assisted living where the staff provides a watchful eye while preserving your loved one's privacy and dignity, or independent living where residents are able to take care of themselves yet have access to all amenities and a sense of security. And the Rosewood on Battlefield Parkway specializes in memory care for patients of Alzheimer's or dementia. Call today for a tour of our campus.
Are you wanting a new tub or shower, one that's easier to clean and looks nicer? Other companies are wanting to fit a shell over your old tub. Don't do that. Do it right with Holco Bath Solutions. We tear out your old tub, then install a brand new tub or shower complete with new plumbing fixtures. Right now, get your new tub or shower system and pay 0% interest for 48 months.
Making life a little better. From home to Holco.
In 1964, local banking made its way to North Georgia with the opening of Capital Bank. Customers were thrilled to experience this new style of banking, where tellers greeted them by name and lenders worked hard to help individuals and small businesses achieve their goals. Over 50 years later, Capital Bank is still the one locally owned bank that you can depend on for that warm, pleasant hello and that friendly neighbor helping you to make your dreams come true. Capital Bank, still committed to our community. Member FDIC.